One of the things that makes UCLA so dangerous is the ability to catch the ball in traffic. Charles O'Bannon, Ed O'Bannon, Bailey, Henderson. This is a tough pass and only works because you have guys that can make catches in traffic. Look at the concentration by Ed O'Bannon.
Three-point play ties it, 40. Sub back in, Pierce, who was whistled for a couple of quick fouls at the start of this half, gets back into the game for Collins. UCLA now will pick up full court pressure.
Haven't been able to do that much. If you don't get to that foul line, Jim, and make them, you can't get the best opportunity to put your press on. 2-2-1. Edney shading over there on Rutherford. Boy, Reeves really making Zedek work down inside. He is a load.
Rutherford, the man from Broken Bow, Oklahoma, another small town.
He's got a smaller man on him now. They're wanting to throw the lob to him.
Got to beat the shot clock. Rutherford, short that time. Slap it back out, and they say last touch by Oklahoma State.
Rutherford is really not a guy, Jim, despite his quickness, that can get the shot off the dribble. He requires the screen, and so far today, he hasn't been able to get it.
He's a man who lit up Kansas for 45 in one game. Eddie Sutton called it the best performance by any guard he ever coached in one game. And he has had some good ones.
That is a game where Big Country did not score.
Oh, O'Bannon.
I didn't know how he'd get that one off. Came all the way under the backboard.
UCLA regains the lead, 42-40.
There's the screens.
Had the shot, steps in instead. Rejected by Ed.
And here they come.
Edney cross court, Charles, pull up.
This is the kind of run we talked about. So explosive.
7 unanswered for the Bruins.
Doing a good job fighting over those screens. Down to 8 seconds. Got to keep the dribble.
Rutherford will get it off in time. Reeves just in the right place, that one. Next whistle will be the under-16 TV timeout.
Back screen, and Bailey fights through it again. Boy, this kid's doing a nice job on defense.
Reeves lost control of it.
Here they come. 4 on 3.
Give it up. Zedek travel. Oh, what a collision.
So walk on Zedek, but the foul was after the violation.
Traveling and a timeout on the floor.
I think it's what's in his ears, huh?
You don't think it's one shining moment?
I don't think it's the UCLA fight song, no.
Oklahoma State comes back again, Billy.
Yes, they really have, Jim. I was surprised at this one. Sooner or later, they cannot, with their patient offense, afford to get behind by 8 or 9.
Bruins hit their first 5 shots of the half and now have missed their last 5.
And you know, Edney has not tried to penetrate all the way to the basket against Owens. Owens got the 3 fouls in that first half, and he hasn't challenged him in the second.
Cameron Dollar back in for the Bruins. Ed O'Bannon, 6 on the shot clock. Edney open 3.
Chance to go ahead, Jim. Oak State, who has Oklahoma A&M, won back-to-back championships in the NCAA. First team ever to do that, playing against the club that set all kinds of records 10 and 12 years that we probably won't ever see topped again.
winning the championship 50 years ago and 49 years back. Reeves.
Oh, boy.
The ball was kind of coming loose there for a minute, and he regained control, and the Cowboys have the lead.
That's those soft hands we talked about before, rebounding that time, getting it back in that position to shoot.
9-point run by Oklahoma State. Whistle away from the ball.
Roberts on Ed O'Bannon. Here we see the push it on the inside. Roberts going to try to prevent him from getting to the ball. Gain an advantage with a defensive hand check. Gets called.
Henderson outside.
Beautiful shot.
The freshman can score. He averages 10 a game and had his best scoring effort right here in the state of Washington. Against Washington State, he had 28.
He was 9 for 12 against Connecticut, 8 for 12 against Florida International. He's been shooting over 70% in the NCAA tournament. They go back to the 2-3 zone. Remember, we saw this the second part of the first half.
Collins has hit a couple of threes. Not this one, though. UCLA with the 1-point lead. 8.5 remaining.
Now you've got the 2-point guards in the game. Rutherford on Dollar. I think the O'Bannons have played against enough to make that pass.
Edney fouled by Big Country.
Jim, this is what I don't think Tyus has taken advantage of with Owens in that foul trouble. That's the way the first half should have ended. Put the ball on the floor, dribble. He cannot afford to reach in. You watch, Tyus goes right by Owens. I think he can beat him on the dribble. We saw that right at the start of the game. Puts all kinds of defensive pressure on Big Country inside.
Get him out, man. Get him out.
13 points for Tyus Edney. That foul on Reeves was his first, while Zedek sits with 4.
Oak State has just so many lives, Jim, giving up these leads and coming back.
Well, the Bruins are on a little 5-point run of their own. Henderson, they say too much contact.
You know, it's kind of interesting. We have the McDonald's All-American game tomorrow. I'll mention about this young man last year at this time.
Well, he has 4 now also. We'll be right back. There it is, the third one down. Zedek and Henderson with 4 fouls each, Billy.
Well, Jim, right now you have 8 minutes to go. The decision is to leave Henderson in the game. I would think that put Zedek back in the game, you want a better ball handler at the end and a better free throw shooter. The other thing I was mentioning about Henderson in last year's McDonald's game, he was not selected.
Should have been.
Yeah, well, he was not. He was working for McDonald's at the time. You know, so here's a guy who was an employee. Maybe he was ineligible because he was an employee with the company.
I would think he'd make maybe not the McDonald's All-America, but the McDonald's All-Star team anyway, right?
At least in the local store club. Back to the 2-3 zone.
Bruins leading by 4, 53-49.
Not a good pass.
And stolen by Henderson. Dollar with a valiant try to save it, but out of bounds.
One of the things when you play against an Eddie Sutton club, it is so difficult to break against them because they have great floor balance defensively. And that's what happened to UCLA. They very seldom give you numbers coming down on the break. Problem here, primarily only one outside shooter. Beautiful pass.
Roberts left open in the lane.
Jim, he hadn't missed a shot yet today.
Deontay Roberts, the perfect 4 for 4. Under 7 remaining, 53-51.
Edney as the team leader trying to get everybody involved in the game, but I still think that he could put the ball on the floor and penetrate more.
He has not challenged Owens as much this half.
There he goes.
Till now. Owens reached in and popped it loose. Roberts on the floor. Roberts.
He gets the foul, pushing off on Dollar after he got it knocked away.
Billy coming up between games. Michael Jordan with Doritos inside the games. Talking about some of the classic buzzer beaters in this tournament and some of his other thoughts about playing in the Final Four.
A lot of people forget Michael Jordan's last game as an NCAA tournament player. That's his fourth, going out Pierce in. Was Michael Jordan's game in 1984, that great North Carolina team upset, and that was truly an upset by Indiana. And Steve Alford, a young man who just took a job with Southwest Missouri State, going to be an outstanding coach.
1-1 here for Dollar. That Carolina team was one of the great ones never to make a Final Four.
Without question, has to be one of the low moments in Dean Smith's career. And obviously one of the high ones for Bob Knight.
1 of 2, 3-point Bruin lead, 6:30 to go.
Boy, they are really aware in this zone of where Rutherford is. How many hours they have worked in this zone, keeping an eye on him.
Well, a Rutherford 3 would tie it. Here he goes. He's been short most of the time. Last touch by UCLA.
Well, down in that deep corner, he has men coming out on that time. Henderson, 6'9", coming out. On the other side, O'Bannon. I would wonder if they could set a screen and get him something up higher where he could shoot over a smaller man. He cannot get the shot off down on the baseline.
In the lane again, Collins missed the short one.
Pierce.
3 on Pierce. 1-1 at the other end. .5:53 on the clock.
Jim, one of the things a player has to do within a game, particularly a player like Rutherford, who's having a tough game, 2 for 10 so far, is understand what the defense is giving him. They are not giving him the baseline jump shot. He has to figure out how to come a little higher and get in that crease of the zone where he can get off the good shot.
Roberts with the 4 fouls, with the bruised hip, comes in for Collins.
You can see when he sits, Jim, he comes back in with a limp. Needs to get that thing moving again.
1-1. And there, the parents of Charles, Madeline, and Ed O'Bannon Sr.
Looked like Dad was giving him a little lecture on how to follow through on that shot.
And it's right there with him. Ed Sr., a former wide receiver at UCLA in 1971. .56-51. Big country calling for it. Ed O'Bannon fronting.
And the zone getting much more active. Again, matched up against a 6'9" player in a deep corner.
Rutherford got it this time.
Well, he's got some range, doesn't he? And a quick release. We saw Curtis Staples last week from Virginia with a quick release. Rutherford right there with him.
Ed says, I'll take it. And nothing but swish on that one.
Tim, couldn't we see Pierce's eyes there where he thought that O'Bannon was going to put it on the floor? He just absolutely throws him with that move.
2-pointer gives them the 4-point lead, and Big Country says, let's take a timeout. So the Cowboys call a timeout. Let's talk strategy here the rest of the way, Billy.
Well, Jim, I'm really amazed at the score of this game and the fact that at least at this point, UCLA on top. It has been the game of the tortoise, not the hare. UCLA doing a good job, and they are 23-0 this year when they have their opponent under 80 points at the end of the game. Right now, back, they change their defense, go back to man-to-man. Nice switch that time by Edney to prevent Rutherford from getting the jumper.
Deontay Roberts, three-pointer. Long board to O'Bannon.
Not the shot that Ed Sutton would have wanted coming out of that timeout. He buries his head in his hands. You know that he wanted Big Country to at least touch the ball on that possession. Ed O'Bannon looking like he wants to take Pierce.
He does. Wild with that shot, though. Cowboys cutting Keontae off the glass, cuts it to 2.
Boy, he has a fine game off the bench. Came back off of what looked like a tough injury. Still making all his shots. With the exception of that long jumper, he's hit everything today.
Edney's in a hole.
Been there all day.
What a floor general. 15 for Edney.
I think he's been a little bit too unselfish today.
Last touch by Dollar. He was trying to feed it over to Big Country.
Nice job by Zidek. That could have been his 5th.
By the way, Reeves with 5 in this half after 18 in the first half.
They haven't let him touch the ball.
3:15 on the clock. Pierce steps in behind the back. Reeves got it.
That was a beautiful play by Pierce. Didn't know he had it in him, Jim. Behind the back while he was in the air. Only way he could have gotten the ball there.
60-58 UCLA. Edney again penetrating.
He's now taking advantage of the dribble penetration. Watch Pierce here. The only way he could possibly have gotten the ball there. Nice job of concentration by Brian Reeves, and the fact that you'd think that that shot would be go up, you take your eye off it, but he stayed right with it. And then again, the soft hands and the great touch.
Pierce at the other end commits his 4th and now is taken out. So Edney at the line for UCLA. Shooting a 1-and-1. He's 5 of 7 today.
Young man, Jim, 76% free throw shooter. Just exactly what you want in a point guard because you want him on the line at the end.
Adam Pope. Mother Barbara. .245 remaining.
Double screen, triple screen, trying to get Rutherford open.
Rutherford, wow, what a 3.
Triple screen, Jim, to get him open on the baseline.
Look out, Billy, he's warming up now.
Very nice play set up by Eddie Sutton.
1 point Bruin advantage. No call, Edney steps in, puts the spin on it.
Jim, they cannot stop his dribble penetration. And he hasn't been selfish lately, but that's what he's got to do the rest of the way.
Timeout called again by Oklahoma State. Cowboys have
the screens that happen as Rutherford will come all the way around. Big Country lays the last one on, and we've got a shot. Boom, 1 screen, 2 screens, 3 screens, jump shot, and the man is starting to get on a roll, Jim.
Eddie Sutton took Arkansas to the Final Four back in 1978. A 17-year span. Not the longest in Final Four history. Ray Meyer, 36 years between Final Fours, and Lou Henson had a 19-year go between New Mexico State and 70.
And when you think of Ray Myers, you think of the Paul battles against Oklahoma A&M, George, Mike, and Bob Crow, the first time we ever had monster guys in the middle.
That shot was for the tie. Oklahoma State's bench said you should have called a foul on that one.
Set play on the out of bounds. And now who's got that ball and ready for some dribble penetration? The change defensively by Eddie Sutton. Rutherford moves out on Edney. Owens on Dollar. See if Edney can beat him with the dribble. That's the read.
He gives it up to Dollar. The save before the shot. The foul goes against Owens, and that's number 4 on the point man of the Cowboys. And a 10th team foul, so they're shooting 2 rest of the way. Timeout situation. Cowboys with 1. UCLA all 3.
Dollar, a 62% free throw shooter. The heir apparent to Edney's point guard position. Jim, still time to think about getting the ball inside and not worry about the threes yet.
Sophomore knocks down 2 big ones. 66-61 UCLA.
They're in the zone, big country. Got to find a hole somewhere in the middle. There he is.
Intercepted by Dollar.
It was a good idea. They just couldn't execute it.
1:15 remaining.
Double team. A little double team out front, trying to keep the ball out of Edney's hands.
Whistle on Collins. UCLA a minute 2 away.
This is a good free throw shooting team, Jim. Shoots 70% on the year. Charles O'Bannon had an excellent first half. Solid game all around. 73% free throw shooter. So the odds are in UCLA's favor with this quality shooting.
Again, 2 the rest of the way. Double bonus. Bruins trying to get back to a championship game.
Well, Larry Brown got him there. 1980. A game that is now wiped off the record book. And the NCAA record books lost to Louisville.
7-point lead.
Now they got to go 3.
Collins, country. O'Bannon. And Owens fouls out. Edney's really taken over in the end, hasn't he?
He really has, Jim. He was patient all day long. He saw early on he could beat Owens with a dribble. Owens now goes out. Young man lasted a long time with 3 fouls, playing somebody as expert a dribbler as Edney. But I think what changed this game around is when Edney became a little selfish and put the ball on the floor and did the great dribble penetration that he's so noted for. Not always bad to be a little bit confident of your ability and to take that ball inside, even if it takes maybe some of the other guys out of the offense momentarily. This young man is a great floor general.
2 shots for Edney. His father, Hank, brother, Russell. His dad said people have underestimated Tyus because of his size, but Tyus has always been about proving people wrong. Again.
Jim, all you can do now is fire from the outside and hope something lands. The clock is certainly against you.
Vidic fouled by Big Country. Billy, the Chevrolet players of the game, Bryant Reeves of Oklahoma State with 25 and 9. Charles O'Bannon for the Bruins.
Looks like Reeves is going to end his career, two-time Big 8 Player of the Year, MVP of the Eastern Regional. Set some great records. Outstanding collegiate performer that when he first arrived on the scene, Eddie Sutton thought he'd have to redshirt him. He was going to be a project. Worked his way into the starting lineup. Become one of the school's all-time best.
Roberts. Dollar to the line. A double-digit lead for the first time, but not until the final minute. UCLA heading to Monday night. The Bruins took over the lead at 50-49 with 9 minutes, 10 seconds remaining, and held it the rest of the way.
Jim, it was kind of interesting. We saw UCLA take those runs of 6 to 8, 10 points, and then Oklahoma State battle back each time, and sooner or later, you figured they were not going to be able to overcome it, and that's what happened. Eddie Sutton clears the bench.
And an exit for one of the all-time players at Oklahoma State, Big Country, Bryant Reeves. He came out of Gans, Oklahoma, when no one else wanted him. And the O'Bannons can celebrate, and he ends his career in Seattle. He never even had a plane trip before the first road game for the Cowboys as a freshman.
That's right, to the NIT. Made him nervous even thinking about it. Jim, when you think back, as a sophomore, that young man led the league, the Big 8, in scoring and rebounding, and was the MVP of the league. That's the first time that anybody had done that since Wilt Chamberlain. It's kind of amazing to think. Wilt, of course, playing in 57 as a sophomore.
Then bomb over to Miles, Kevin Miles, Keontae Roberts, who had a big game. That foul called on Oma Givens.
Oma Givens, who yesterday showed that he will be a factor for UCLA, watching his athletic talents in practice, not getting the playing time this year, but you'll hear of him before he's out of there.
6'10" freshman, playing in his home state. He's from Aberdeen, Washington. One more for Roberts, 13 seconds remaining.
Well, we might see Coach Wooden after all, Jim, on Monday night, huh?
Well, I'd love to see it. He'll be at the All-America game tomorrow, McDonald's High School All-American in St. Louis. Again, between games, Pat and Quinn and Coach K have a few comments about this game. We'll hear from the winners and losers and a conversation with Michael Jordan.
First game he played on national television was the McDonald's All-American game. Been in a few more since.
Well, tonight we'll all readjust our watches. But today in Seattle, UCLA goes back in time. They're heading to the national championship game on Monday night. Game one, UCLA 74, Oklahoma State 61. Eric, you'll play for the championship on Monday night. And Tyus, you just took over there at the very end. Has it hit you yet? You're playing for the title Monday?
No, it hasn't. It'll probably hit me a little bit after this. But right now, just great that we won, and I'm ready to keep going.
Your leadership down the stretch was remarkable. Did you say to yourself, it's time for me to take over?
Yeah, I just thought that I should be aggressive, and Coach in the huddle said, be aggressive, look to go to the hole, and I was able to get in there and cause some things to happen.
Jim, I thought he was trying to be, I wanted to be a little selfish, huh?
I told him, take him. Don't listen to him. I said, take him the last 8 minutes. That's all I was yelling.
One of the things I thought that your zone defense today, too, your man-to-man was great, but then when you went to that zone defense, it really caused us some problems, didn't it?
I never thought that both guys hurt us together. It was Reed the first half, and then we did a good job till the end of the second half. He hit a couple, but the zone slowed him down a little bit, yes.
Nothing easy, but great job getting in that final game. Congratulations.
Congratulations, guys. We'll see you Monday night playing for the national championship. Jimmy, let's go back up to Pat O'Brien.
All right, Jim, we'll see you in the second game. Quinn Buckner and Mike Krzyzewski here. We talked earlier about the tempo of this game.
Yeah, what it really turned out to be is that the tempo was controlled by Edney. Most importantly, Oklahoma State got beat at their own game. They like to keep it in the 70s. They couldn't handle the Bruins, just as the Bruins is a heck of a team.
Coach?
Yeah, Pat, Edney put his team on his shoulders in the last 8 minutes with his drive, and Jim Herrick made a great coaching move, going to the 2-3 zone when a lot of critics were raising their heads, ready to say he did the wrong thing.
Tyus Edney has a lot of new fans in this country right now with this tournament. Well, somebody has to lose, and a short time ago, Michelle Tafoya spoke with Eddie Sutton outside the Cowboys locker room.
Coach, a close game all the way down to the 2-minute mark. What made the difference down the stretch?
Well, I don't think it was so much down the stretch. I just thought we missed some easy shots along the way, and we fouled too much there in the second half, and they got in the bonus situation. Of course, we did a very poor job in containing Edney, and he broke our defense down there late, and I think that was really the biggest thing that allowed them to break away from us. And, of course, they hit all the free throws.
Bryant Reeves dominated the first half. Was he worn down at all in the second?
Well, it seemed like to me he wasn't as active, but you have to give UCLA some credit. Their defense probably had something to do with it.
Coach, thanks so much.
Thank you.
A class act. And coming up here, a chat with Michael Jordan right now. Let's go to CBS News in New York City.
Good evening, everybody. I'm
10, Garner will let it go. He's almost lost it. Garner has to let it rip. Vaughn put it up and in with 1-1 to go. David Vaughn with the putback.
First round by Tulsa. They don't want to lose this one. Edney going the distance. Yes!
Max given the ball, looks to inbounds, throws it to the far side, ball knocked away. Jackson has it. We have a whistle. If it's a timeout, Syracuse has none remaining.
We're still in the hunt. The fat lady hadn't sung yet. She's humming like hell, but she hadn't sung yet.
Up, I'm looking down, I'm working on my
Thus far, rather uninspiring thing.
Oh, I just can't wait to be king. you look, I'm standing in the spotlight. Knock! Reach your door for broken city. Let's hear it in the burning on the wing. It's gonna be King Simba's finest fling. Oh, I just can't wait to be king. Oh, I just can't wait to be king. Oh, I just can't wait to be king.
Hi, everybody. Jim Nance with...
But Jimmy dribbled the ball only with his left hand. I haven't seen him put it in his right hand yet.
Well, UCLA, can they find 94 feet of heaven in this matchup?
What they do so well is get on the break, but again, Edney will be missing. Watch this play right here, a block by Ed O'Bannon. After the block, the team takes off. All five on the move. They fill the lane. There's the hit ahead to Edney. Cross-court passing. Charles O'Bannon up for the shot. They love to get on the run, but can they do it without that key point guard? And here is Tyus. Let's see if he can catch and put it away. He shot that ball with his left hand.
That's the first time we've seen him take a shot all night and went up with the left hand. We'll be back with the lineups in a moment.
Seattle for tonight's national championship game between the Arkansas Razorbacks and the UCLA Bruins. Now let's meet the starting lineups. For Arkansas at forward, a 6'7" junior from Russellville, Arkansas, number 34, Corliss Williamson. For UCLA at forward, a 6'8" senior from Lakewood, California, number 31, Ed O'Bannon. For Arkansas and forward, a 6'6" junior from Ruston, Louisiana, number 30, Scotty Thurman. For UCLA at forward, a 6'6" sophomore from Lakewood, California, number 13, Charles O'Bannon. For Arkansas at center, a 6'8" senior from Memphis, Tennessee, number 40, Elmer Martin. For UCLA at center, a 7-foot senior from Prague in the Czech Republic, number 25, George Zidek. For Arkansas at guard, a 6'4" senior from Tulsa, Oklahoma, number 12, Clint McDaniel. For UCLA at guard, a 6'5" freshman from Los Angeles, California, number 12, Toby Bailey. For Arkansas at guard, a 6'2" senior from Memphis, Tennessee, number 14, Corey Beck. And for UCLA at guard, a 5'10" senior from Long Beach, California, number 11, Tyus Edney. And the coaches for Arkansas in his 10th season, Nolan Richardson. For UCLA in his 7th season, Jim Herrick.
Well, no hand slaps from the Bruins for Tyus Edney when he was introduced. But Billy Packer, let's go through your checklist. What to look for tonight?
MVP numbers, and I'm talking about Corliss Williamson. 23 points, 10 rebounds, 60%. That's what he's done in the tournament. Has a chance to be a repeat MOP, most outstanding player. Family affair, the O'Bannon brothers. Tremendous job in this tournament, 29 points, 12 rebounds. They could come back and really help in this ball game. They need to pick it up today. Press or not to press, Arkansas steals against UCLA turnovers. If Edney can't go 100%, that could be a big advantage for Arkansas, obviously. The bench. And in this particular case, Arkansas, a huge advantage. They're outscoring their opponents 138-45, and the Bruins bench is reduced if Edney can't go.
Calling the championship game, the officials, Jim Burr, Ted Valentine, John Cahill, with the alternate Bob Donato. Congratulations to that group for making it to the last game.
Jim, we have with us tonight, of course, Coach John Wooden. His first national championship was 64. In that game, Fred Slaughter was down a little bit, and a guy by the name of Kenny Washington came off the bench, scored 26 points, and had 11 rebounds. So you never know what can happen in a magic moment like this.
Well, Edney's taken the brace off. His right wrist heavily taped.
I think we're going to get an indication early because obviously either McDaniel or Beck are going to go right after him when he handles that ball in the dribble.
The quest for the crown is underway. And Edney with the left hand over to Bailey. In the corner, O'Bannon. Bruins with a three.
Well, he's had a game with 7, so he's off to a good start.
Quick whistle, and Zedek holding on to Williamson down the blocks.
Zedek and J.R. Henderson picked up 8 fouls trying to take care of Big Country. That's a little quicker foul than Jim Herrick would have liked.
Williamson outside, starting to develop that outside shot, Billy. We've seen it right here in this tournament, in the Midwest Regional and at the Final Four.
There's that 2-2-1 press we talked about. Over the top.
Bailey inside the free throw line, banks it down.
Beautiful job against the press. Not one time did they put the ball on the floor and try to dribble through it. Passed over the top. Doubling down by Edney.
Williamson hits it again. What a rejection. That time by Charles O'Bannon, Arkansas basketball.
Jim, we're going to see some of the best long-armed, quick athletes that there is in college basketball.
Scotty Thurman. The rainbow doesn't fall, but Martin saves it.
He had Williamson wide open inside, missed him. Now they drop back in the 2-3 zone.
McDaniel driving on Edney. Scoop shot blocked by Charles O'Bannon. Elmer Martin, undefeated as a starter this year. 14-0. He's considered their good luck charm. Won't play that many minutes, though.
They showed a little 2-3 zone. Now back to man-to-man.
Thurman lost the handle. Here come the Bruins with Bailey ahead. Bailey lost control, and Martin fields it.
Both teams wanting to push the ball, Jim.
Here's Martin. He made one Saturday and today as well.
That's that good luck charm bonus. Not only getting in the starting lineup as a token, but burying 2 threes. Oh, there's Edney. Almost lost that ball on the catch. And obviously can't dribble with the right hand.
Cannot take it to the right side.
Showing a lot of guts out here.
Still able to draw the foul, though, the hand check on Corey Beck.
You can see he tried to crossover dribble and didn't have the right hand to make the power move. Normally, he'd blow by with that crossover dribble.
So you know this, too, Billy. He'll have no jump shot.
No. I'm surprised McDaniel's guard.
Last touch, Bailey, Arkansas ball.
Jim, I think of another major matchup, Cincinnati, Ohio State, 1962. Jerry Lucas went down in the semifinal game, really changed the complexion of that championship, which Cincinnati won. Nice defense by Zidek, stayed with him.
McDaniel free, and Arkansas has knocked down 2 of them. 8-5 Hogs, and a steal. They take it away from Edney, and Beck puts it in for 2 more.
Jim, I think Jim Herrick, and he did make the move right away. I think he has seen enough. He's got to go with Cameron Dollar.
O'Bannon, layup in and out, blocked from behind, and Beck was on the line. UCLA ball, and we'll see now Cameron Dollar coming in for Tyus Edney. Dollar, a 6'1 sophomore from Atlanta, Georgia, coached by his father in high school, has a brother, Chad, who played at Clemson this year.
Jim, I was thinking the same thing that Jim Herrick had to be thinking. He saw
it is pickpocket right away on Dollar, and McDaniel lays it in.
And boy, now you're going to see Arkansas go for the kill.
Charles O'Bannon underneath, and last touch by Beck.
We talked about in the top of the show, 94 feet of hell or 94 feet of heaven. Without Edney in the game, that hell is really going to come on now.
Zedek straight by McDaniel. Beck waits for Thurman to fire the 3. Rattles out. Dollar ahead. Bailey, though, will keep it on the right wing. Now it comes back to Dollar. Underneath to Ed O'Bannon.
That pass was intended for Charles O'Bannon. He ought to get an assist on that on the touch.
That breaks an Arkansas 10-point run.
Now let's see what UCLA is made of in terms of coming back.
Well,
knowing their leader's gone.
Dollar pull-up jumper. Charles, beautiful. Arkansas in transition. McDaniel ahead and Ed O'Bannon on his back.
Charles O'Bannon coming off the great game against Oak State that he had on Saturday. Played 37 minutes, 7 for 9, 19 points, 6 rebounds, and there is a young man who you know has to be heartbroken right now. He tried, Jim, but you could tell that 2 or 3 times up the floor, he just couldn't do it.
There's no chance. McDaniel hit clutch free throws in the end against North Carolina. McDaniel grew up in Tulsa, Oklahoma, and worshiped the Golden Hurricane when it was coached by Nolan Richardson. It was his dream to one day play for him. So he headed over to Fayetteville.
Right, not only 4 for 4 against North Carolina, that now makes him 17 for 19 in the NCAA tournament.
Arkansas with a 5-point lead. UCLA easily breaks the pressure that time, and that'll send Charles O'Bannon to the line.
Now, we have seen one coaching move already. Jim Herrick forced to change his point guard situation. Now, how will Nolan adjust on his part? Does he go after them even further? Or does he go ahead and not give UCLA a chance to play in the open court where they're so successful?
Charles O'Bannon was saying yesterday, we're a close-knit family. We feel it is us against the world. No one thinks we can achieve what we believe we can achieve, and we just use that as a small motivation in helping us achieve our goals.
Dollar staying back here on deck, but you can't press with one man. Arkansas adjusts nicely.
Williamson for 2 more.
We saw him go around Rasheed Wallace with that same drop step move on Saturday. Comes right back with it again. Bailey helping out, breaking the press.
Zeeting banks it home.
Both teams shooting extremely well early, Jim. What has gotten them here is excellent defensive pressure.
Traveling. Clint McDaniel has scored 7 points. Corliss Williamson with 2 baskets. One from the outside, this one underneath. And the Hogs have the early edge.
Came off the court moments ago. The trainer, Tony Spino, offered him a hot pad for his wrist. He turned it down. He's been clenching and opening his fist, trying to get some looseness, but obviously he is very disappointed. He's been trying to even clap his hands for his teammates and can't do that. Let's send it back to Jim and Billy.
Already UCLA has turned it over 5 times.
In 10 possessions. And the more they try to beat that press with the dribble, Jim, the more trouble they're going to be in. They've got to go over the top with passing.
Bailey, the freshman, made a nice penetration move, but couldn't finish it. And Ed O'Bannon almost took it away.
You have a tendency to underestimate how long those arms are of Ed O'Bannon, how quick he is. But Martin coming up with another big play. He gets an amazing play from a starter who is almost as a sub, Jim, but does the job.
Traveled that time.
Nolan puts his head down. He's thinking about how much longer do I leave Martin in the game. Stewart's about ready on that sideline.
Dollar against McDaniel. McDaniel, one of the top defensive guards in the country. And last touch by Beck.
Now, what's so difficult for UCLA here is when you have a Tyus Edney, he sets up your offense by dribble penetration. Dollar not capable of doing that against McDaniel, so it's hard for them to get into their normal offensive pattern.
Bailey, no whistle, ball loose, Martin runs it down.
Second straight rebound for Martin.
Get pass to McDaniel.
Arkansas not going to forget Williamson in the first half like they did against Oak State. Look at him getting position
on Zidek inside.
He had position.
Yep.
They couldn't get it to him.
Well, Martin not the guy to feed, see, because you can lay off Martin.
Foul on Dollar.
Jim, it's never good to try to have your weakest shooter feeding the postman, because his defensive player can drop back inside and double down on Corliss Williamson. So it's good to have a guy like Scotty Thurman making the pass. You lay off Scotty, he's the record holder for threes. He'll bury you.
Martin's already made one. That one too strong. Toby Bailey, freshman, would have to come up big here tonight with the absence of Edney
Without
for
question.
UCLA to have a chance.
And Jim, in 1971, when UCLA beat Villanova for the championship, 8 of the 10 players that started that game played all 40 minutes. Tonight, there are going to be some UCLA players out there that have to start thinking about that. And as I said, Stewart comes up off the bench. So they just go to that bench, which has been so productive.
Arkansas empty on its last 5 trips. Make it 6. And on the back, Martin collects his second. He'll go out now. Martin, a high school teammate at Fairleigh High School in Memphis of Corey Beck, and the man who replaces him, Dwight Stewart. All 3 of them played high school ball together and now closing out their college careers as seniors this evening.
And, of course, got here by winning against Memphis in Memphis.
In overtime.
In Kansas City, right?
In Kansas City.
Yeah.
Back to Dollar. Wrap-around pass. No one there.
You've got to think who you're throwing it to. Zidek can do a lot of things, but he's not going to be that gifted on a short interior pass. Score stuck on 16-12 for a while. Scotty Thurman hadn't gotten into the offense.
They're going to call that on Beck for pushing off on Dollar. And that's the second on Beck. There's a big whistle there because
Yes,
Dollar already had one also.
And remember, Corey Beck in that Memphis game against Chris Garner got in all kinds of foul trouble, and one of the things we were looking forward to tonight in regard to a potential matchup with Edney.
Already within 3 of their tournament average in turnovers. O'Bannon able to get it flat-footed back. And McDaniel reached in. Arkansas is going to send in a sub. Another senior, 6'1", Alex Dillard, long-range specialist.
What Dillard does, of course, is keep Beck out of foul trouble, but it will also extend the defense, which gives Corliss Williamson more room to operate inside.
And now UCLA brings in J.R. Henderson, a freshman.
And Jim, Dillard has been very interesting in the tournament. Against Memphis, in 17 minutes, he scored 19 points with 4 threes. But against UNC, he was, remember, 0 for 5. Part of that contingent in the first half of that game that really took Arkansas out of their offense. Let's see what he does tonight because he's so explosive.
Eddie O'Bannon will shoot one more. Made first-team All-America this year, joining Joe Smith, Sean Respert, Damon Stoudemire, and Jerry Stackhouse. O'Bannon and Stoudemire shared Player of the Year honors in the Pac-10.
UCLA doing a nice job dropping back, picking up strictly in the half court.
Stewart, who had such an outstanding game in the semifinals. Dillard, a little too high off the glass.
Good breakthrough by Dollar.
Zidek outside. Zidek, the old roommate of Tyus Edney. He credits Edney for his career lasting so long at UCLA. He was ready to give it up after 2 years, but Edney told him to stay. Good things would come.
Great play by Charles O'Bannon.
And ahead they go. Ed to Charles to Ed.
Jim, that's what I mentioned about Nolan Richardson maybe having to make a decision. Without Edney in there, he may be able to play these guys half court at a time. Where UCLA scores is when they can get into that 94 feet of heaven.
Stewart reverse. Nice move by the big man.
You talked about Edney being the guy that kept Zidek in school at UCLA. How about the fact that Corey Beck is the guy that talked Nolan Richardson into bringing Stewart along? the point guards were thinking even when they weren't playing.
There's McDaniel with a second steal tonight. 3-on-2. Dillard.
Smart defense by Charles O'Bannon. He wouldn't give him the jump shot, made him put it on the floor.
And a 3-second violation on the Hogs. Arkansas went almost 4 minutes without a field goal, and it's 18-17 Razorbacks.
Watch how UCLA creates their offense off the defense. The ball goes into Corliss. We have 5 men in this play, but they will all take off on the break, and Cameron Dollar will start it. And once he starts it, watch this team operate. 5 men on the break. Even Zedek traveling. One brother back to the other brother, they score. Excellent transition game on offense.
18-17 Arkansas.
The Dollar cannot break him down with his dribble, however.
Henderson blocked by Darnell Robinson, who enters the game. Davor Remots, number 22, also into the Razorback lineup. Meanwhile, Toby Bailey has come back. Henderson kept it alive, but out it comes to Clint McDaniel.
Only one starter on the floor right now, Jim, for Arkansas. So remember, with that depth, they can wear people down.
And there's the starter with the ball, McDaniel.
Even Big Country Reeves said, I got tired in the game against UCLA. You can imagine what it'd be like in this game.
10 on the shot clock.
We're not worried about Robinson doubling down as much as they were.
Robinson have to put it up. Nope. Great defense by UCLA.
Well, you go again to that bench, which Nolan Richardson has showed us time and time again that he has so much confidence in various lineups. Give him a lot of credit for that.
Well, look, Arkansas has 8 turnovers as well. We've been tracking the Bruins, but Arkansas also sloppy here early.
Little zone defense, trapping out of the zone.
Charles O'Bannon.
Nice job by Robinson. Although his feet still hurt him, and he only is about 60% as far as his ability to run, did a good job on defense there.
Kingdome, Seattle. The 63rd game of the 1995 tournament. This one for the Crown. Jim Nance and Billy Packer. Arkansas and UCLA midway through the first half. Darnell Robinson. That gives Arkansas a 3-point lead, 2017.
We saw Robinson and Wilson, the twin towers of Arkansas, in the game on Saturday. Expect to see it again today. Both of them being very productive in the tournament.
Ed O'Bannon off the glass like John Wood loved it.
Terrific job. He looked for the pass as well as the shot. You're exactly right, Jim. That was vintage Wood, the jumper off the board.
Always use the glass.
Yep.
McDaniel hacked on the way in. They say actually with the body, Henderson. J.R. Henderson, freshman who in his second college game hit 2 free throws with 0.6 of a second left to beat Kentucky. And now Zedek comes in for Charles O'Bannon.
Ben McDaniel shooting 2.
Jim, we start talking about straight NCAA wins. Arkansas tonight with 11. The Bruins under Wooden at one time won 38 straight NCAA tournament games. You have to remember back in some of those years, obviously, they only played 4 games for the national championship.
McDaniel has 8 of Arkansas's 21 total.
Nolan Richardson doesn't go full court pressure. Now he traps out of the half court zone. Really moving those feet. This is what gave North Carolina so much trouble in the second half.
Into Zedek. Dollar thought about a 3, gives it up now. Zedek
off balance.
Remots tips it to himself. And stolen by Ed O'Bannon. Boy, he's been reading that all night. Finally got one. Bailey had it on his hip, now off the glass.
Well, Saturday we talked about the freshman factor. Would they be phased? They didn't have big offensive production in that game. but Bailey played great defense. Shows you there, this is a young man with tremendous potential.
No question. He had 26 in the West Final against UConn.
His defense against Rutherford was outstanding.
3 way short of the mark by Stewart, who hit one from beyond midcourt to end the half on Saturday.
Jim, one positive factor for UCLA with Edney out. Dollar is a better defender. And this team on the floor, if they can stay fresh, and I'm talking about UCLA, is a very good defensive ball club. Best differential between defensive and offensive percentage of anybody in the Pac-10.
Ball on the floor, loose ball, lost by Arkansas.
You're talking about a team that shoots 51% and holds their opponents to 40%. That's a differential of 11, which is huge. There's that 2-3 zone again. Really heavy pressure on the ball. Hook shot.
There it is. Old-fashioned kind advantage.
You saw that coming. He was in perfect balanced position to take.
Stewart spinning and traveling. Well, Zedek says I have to have this in my arsenal to make up for my limited athletic ability.
Well, there was the perfect hook shot move. I mean, it's not Kareem Jabbar, fans, but that's as good an old-time hook shot as you'll see in college basketball.
Corliss Williamson back in.
Jim, he comes in at 6:06. They're playing the zone, and now you have a semi-Twin Towers as Robinson stays in the game. Scotty Thurman in as well, and boy, look at those hands.
Thurman just stripped it right away from a not-looking Henderson, and now Williamson. This is the short one. Bruins everywhere, but the ball tipped out thanks to the hustle of Corliss. Back to the big man.
Nice job by Bailey.
Look at this. It's Williamson against 4 Bruins. They're going to overrule the call.
Sensational defensive play by Bailey against one of the best inside closer in the business. Watch Bailey come across to help out, gets his hand up, making life miserable for Corliss.
It'll be UCLA basketball with the lead when we come back.
Where they have that open court area to score. Do I drop back and play a little zone?
Arkansas now has turned it over more. And Williamson and Thurman, top two scorers for the defending national champions, only 4 points.
Jim, I think that Scotty Thurman is going to have to get into the offensive production. On Saturday against UNC, even though Arkansas won, Beck and Thurman were 4 for 19. That is not the Scotty Thurman that we know. He's got to be pivotal in the offense. He's not getting enough touches.
Inbound to Remas.
Now, again, with Wilson inside, they have to have...
Wow, Wilson got excellent position underneath. Backed them in and slam dunk for the sophomore from Waco, Texas.
Jim, that backboard was broken this morning. That was almost another problem for the tournament committee.
Second broken backboard of this Final Four. Follow up, in and out.
Dollar is staying back on defense to take away that break of Arkansas.
Williamson to the line for a couple. To finish that thought, the backboard this morning during a shoot-around, snapped, broke, shattered glass after a rather routine dunk by freshman backup guard Landis Williams of Arkansas. And coupled with Brian Reeves on Friday.
Big countries wipe out on Friday.
They're down to only 2 backboards in the arena.
Right now, we're seeing what made Arkansas, I think, the national champion last year. Nolan Richardson going with his power club. Now it's Wilson and Williamson. It gives you an entirely different look to beat.
Corliss, the MOP, as they call it, most outstanding player at the Final Four last year, coming off the big game Saturday. And should he find a way to win that award tonight, he'd be the first man back-to-back since Bill Walton to win that award. Dollar driving, good dish. Bailey dunk.
That's why they're so tough to press. In the open court, they can all handle the ball.
7-point Bruin advantage. McDaniel 3. He's the top man for the Hogs so far with 11.
Look at this. It's Wilson down here on the press. Nice job by Dollar. Retreat and then advance.
Bailey.
Got fouled.
Run down by the other freshman.
You see where Dollar is? He's all the way back at half court, Jim. He's playing like a safety man in a prevent defense in football. He's not going to let Arkansas get any easy fast breaks.
Taken away by Arkansas. Under 2 minutes to go in the half. Timeout called by McDaniel. Looked like he might have traveled.
He traveled before the timeout. The officials didn't see it.
Well, they grant the timeout to Arkansas. 1:50 remaining first half. UCLA 36-32. Way with President Clinton, the first fan who was there last year in Charlotte when the Razorbacks took down the Nets.
Well, Jim, he may be the best political man in regard to being a fan, but the best political Democrat as far as being a Final Four man was Bill Bradley, the great senator from New Jersey.
Right out here.
He still holds the record in 2 games of 87 points, was the MOP of the tournament back in '65 and scored 58 points in the consolation game.
Took place in Seattle.
That's something that maybe Coach Wooden will talk about, because in the championship game of that tournament, Gail Goodrich had 42 against Michigan and didn't get the MOP of the tournament. It went to Dollar Bill, Senator Bill Bradley, a great player from Princeton.
Well, Arkansas got away with a travel, but that's a timeout that later in the game
little 1-4
they may need. McDaniel, well, got a 3 off of it, cuts it to 1.
Nice offensive set there. In Arkansas, you're exactly right, Jim. They had a turnover and end up, instead of turning over the ball, get off a good shot.
Dollar comes out of the double team, but throws a soft pass that then is deflected by Dollar into Bailey's hands.
Nobody back.
And McDaniel ahead for an easy 2 and the lead.
UCLA tried to convert unnecessarily when they had the numbers. Dollar's penetration left nobody back.
Arkansas has come back from 8 down to go up 1.
UCLA has to give up the ball. Switching man-to-man here.
O'Bannon wanted the foul on top of it, didn't get the call.
There's 2-second differential now. Let's see if Arkansas holds for 1 and they want to keep this pressure up.
Arkansas with its floor general on the bench with 3 fouls. Wilson scores, but still plenty of time for UCLA.
They ought to take 1 shot here. Dangerous.
Great passing. And J.R. Henderson gives UCLA the lead. 6 seconds to go. McDaniel. Pull up 3. UCLA goes to the locker room with the first half lead. That's the end of the first half with the score. The Bruins 40, the Razorbacks 39. And CBS Sports exclusive coverage of the NCAA Basketball Championship will continue after this message.
Why you like to come from behind, because it gives you confidence no matter where you are. You can see the fact that they've been behind in the second half in every game in the tournament. So this is a confident club, even in that position.
Let's get a report quickly from Michelle Tafoya. Michelle?
All right, Jim. Well, the word out of UCLA locker room, the coaching staff has told me that Tyus Edney's status will not change at all for the second half. He can't put the ball on the floor. He can't shoot. As far as we know right now, he will not play in the second half. Jim, Billy?
You know, Billy, you look at the starting guards for Arkansas, Corey Beck and Clint McDaniel. McDaniel having a big scoring night with 16, but the 2 of them did not have a single assist in the first half. And Beck, for as great a floor general as he is, and Richardson calls him his most outstanding player, it's really surprising he allows himself to continually get in foul trouble in the first half.
Well, remember, Jimmy came in with 2 fouls and had that reach-in foul before he actually played 1 second of time his last time on the floor.
Bruins 22-1 when leading at halftime. But that's part of the reason why so many of the Arkansas games come down to the last seconds.
There's Wilson inside, gets a starting assignment. The real key for Arkansas, get Scotty Thurman off the snide here in the second half, early.
O'Bannon. Zedek. Very nice putback.
How is that possible? Nolan Richardson has his twin towers in there, and he go overpowered. And let's give Bailey some credit for the fact that Thurman hasn't gotten off many shots.
Lee Wilson with position. He'll go to the line for a couple. Ed O'Bannon. That's his second.
Jim, one of the reasons Arkansas is here is so many guys have come off the bench and been productive. And this guy, maybe more than any in that Syracuse game, with Williamson out with fouls, he was the guy. 18 points, 5 rebounds. Was just a tower of strength against Jim Boeheim's club.
You know, Nolan Richardson says that for 2 years, Lee Wilson has had to go against Corliss in practice. Corliss, he says, used to dominate him, but no more.
51% free throw shooter, but during the NCAA tournament, he's lifted that greatly, up around almost 70. There's that 2-2-1 press again. Nolan having to make some tough decisions here as to how he wants to work defensively.
Oh, no look pass from Cameron Dollar.
Dollar threw a body block on Wilson in addition to that and cleaned him out. So he not only gets the assist, but he throws the block.
Wilson. Well, they just shot a free throw from there.
Isn't it amazing how they can get such productivity off this bench? Here's
That's the thing, and you never know which guy it's going to be either. You know, every night it's someone new. Zedek, well, they say last touch by Thurman. Yeah, I like the way
right here. Here, Dollar will pass. Now he blocks, knocks Wilson right out of the sideline. Easy layup. Now back to the 2-3 zone. They have to play this because otherwise O'Bannon would be on Williamson from the outside.
Scotty Thurman, Arkansas looking to run here. McDaniel on the wing. And Charles O'Bannon says, I got the numbers.
Jim, Damon Stoudemire was co-MVP of the Pac-10, but one of the things he said, and I think he's a very smart basketball player, against UCLA, you got to keep people back. And here they come again.
Charles ahead. Brother to brother and deflected by Beck.
I've read a lot of Stoudemire's comments, and I think he's probably the best student of the game that I've heard about in college basketball, but he's absolutely correct. You better have a safety man.
Foul before the shot. Stoudemire didn't miss many games this year that were broadcast. He prides himself on watching them all.
Yep.
First on Williamson.
Now, Jim, one of the things we need to keep looking at all the time is the fatigue factor. That's what Nolan Richardson counts on for the big run in the second half.
Look at Bailey climb up for that rebound. One more time, and the freshman on the third chance gets it to go.
The second putback for UCLA in this half, and Nolan has his power team on the floor. Scotty Thurman cannot get away from Charles O'Bannon.
Watch Toby Bailey, the freshman.
One shot. Two shots. Three shots. How about that?
He was the one who, when they had that poster in the locker room, said all season long he would daydream about what it would be like if they got to the Kingdome and played in front of 40,000. Away from the ball, the foul on Wilson.
Not a smart foul there. Zedek, no problem on that part of the floor. You see here, he's fighting him when his man isn't yet a threat. You have to move your feet, not grab with your hands.
Let's look right here. Let's look right here. Let's go.
And Wilson is going to be coming out. Stewart coming in.
Zedek, two. Oh, a collision. You're not going to win that one when you collide with Corliss. Bailey picks up the foul, his first.
You know, a lot of times the foul would have been called on Corliss because he knocked the other man to the floor, but that was well officiated there because Bailey is the guy that initiated the contact. UCLA guys bending over, grabbing their pants, Jim. This is awful early in the second half to be doing that.
Thurman, three. There you go. First bucket of the night for Thurman. Now on McDaniel. Dollar to the line.
Again, this press will force some turnovers for UCLA, but look at how well they convert in the open court. And I'm sure in the days between Saturday and tonight, Nolan Richardson thought many times about what's the best way to play this team. And that was with Edney in the game.
First point for Dollar, who was saying before the game that he felt Arkansas's pressure presented some of the problems they faced this year against Arizona State. Key against their pressure is going to be handling the ball and not having many turnovers. How do you think he's done against the press?
I think he's done very well, but even more importantly, he's been so solid on defense. UCLA goes in a 2-3 zone. Watch out for Scotty Thurman. Remember how flat they played this zone the other day? They change it this time now that they've got a different type of team.
Steal by the Bruins.
There was only one outside shooter for Oak State. Now there's more, so they don't flatten down.
Great pass by Dollar. Oh, comes out of there with O'Bannon and one. Wow.
Jim, I have not seen a college team able to throw such line drive, quick passes on the interior as UCLA. They have great hands on the inside, and it really takes away the defense. And now he's in the game. Watch these passes. They are so hard. And again, UCLA going to the offensive glass for the third time in this half.
Eddie O'Bannon with the three-point play. O'Bannon has moved past Tracy Murray and Trevor Wilson tonight to fourth all-time score at UCLA, behind McLean, Alcindor, and Reggie Miller. Corliss in the paint.
Nice job by Zidek.
Look at this pass.
There's the pass.
Talk about a bullet. Oh! Double-digit lead for the Bruins.
Nolan not going for the timeout, trying to wait for the TV timeout. But that bullet pass is amazing how they can throw it.
Thurman. Stewart. O'Bannon reached in.
Jim, this is the first time I've seen the Arkansas players kind of confused a little bit. Look at that fire. Our director, Bob Fishman, one of his great heroes is Sandy Koufax.
Right.
I don't know if Koufax could throw any better strike than that one.
Had the love of that effort by the southpaw. And now Dwight Stewart.
What's so tough on that kind of pass is you normally have some English that makes it tough to catch. But that